Hello, it's Supermoon Tarot here, back at it again with another pick a card. First off, I wanted to say thank you for 1,000 subscribers! I'm shook. I don't know how this has happened or why, but I'm just not going to question it and just want to say thank you so much for taking a chance on me. And in addition to that, I just want to say thank you for so many lovely compliments and wonderful messages you've not only sent to me through YouTube, but in my private readings as well. It's been wonderfully inspiring and motivational, and it couldn't have come at a better time because I had a not so great thing happen, essentially. My air conditioning unit, which you can probably hear in the background, got filled up with too much water because the humidity is just too intense right now, and it started to leak into the drywall. It was incredibly stressful and scary, and it really sucked. But I got through that, and I'm here now, and all of this kindness in addition to that happening got me thinking about careers. Not only because I get a lot of career questions, especially of late, but it made me think about what careers represent. I mean, yes, oh my gosh, they give that money, and let's be real, money solves a lot of problems, and it makes your life a lot less stressful in many ways. But in addition to that, careers give us, they give us confidence, passion, they really give us direction, and I think that's important in life. So today's question is going to be a general career reading. I'm going to be going into what you should probably focus on, general future prediction readings, should you switch careers, kind of whatever, pops up in the reading, I'm gonna send it your way. So we've got group number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go with your gut, not the crystal. I mean, you can like the crystals, but I always say go with more your gut. And you can go down to the time slots in the description below. And let's get started with group number 1. Group number 1. Let's figure out the career reading for you. Your oracle card is Magic Stream in reverse. And your first tarot is Ace of Cups upright, 8 of Swords upright, 8 of Wands upright, the High Priestess in reverse. I love a High Priestess in a career reading. Who doesn't want more knowledge? 7 of Swords in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse, 2 of Wands upright, Knight of Pentacles upright, 9 of Swords upright, and your last card is Mentor. Ooh, I can actually see that here, 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 and here. Okay, give me a hot second to just look at all these cards and gather my thoughts. So, I can tell you right now, your month, or this is a future reading spread, and in this near future, it's going to be popping. It's going to be really positive. I'm going to read everything out, but this part of the spread, this bottom and side, is going to lead to this part of the spread. So, let's start off with your main motif. This isn't always the main motif, but in this position, it is. So, Magic Stream in reverse. What's that all about? It's about going against the current. This is when you're going to be focusing on a lot of hard work, a lot of willpower, and you're going to be rewarded for it, which is wonderful, because I think a lot of us can agree that not all of the time does that happen, but in this case, it does. But it also reminds you and wants to make you aware of to don't start borrowing from other people or stretching out creative ideas or forcing them when they're not there. This is not solely about quantity over quality. And in addition to that,
This is also not about overthinking it. It's very much a jump in the stream. Just get into it. Stop overthinking about it and go about it. That's definitely going to be a point of interest for people who are unemployed. I just want to mention that. Stop overthinking and just get into it. Just apply, just go with it. Go with your gut and work hard. Everyone in this situation is going to be benefiting from this. So now, this leads us up here. We have Ace of Cups upright. This is awesome. This is about finding happiness in the workplace and just like you're having a great time, you're in the flow of it, but specifically through social means. So this is going to be a time when you're like, hey Pam, you want to go out to lunch? Yeah, girl. Hey John, I'll see you this weekend at the party. I often find, personally, and in this spread, is talking about the idea that when you have a positive rapport with your coworkers, it just makes the workplace a wonderful time. So you're just going to be having a great time in that capacity. This also leads us to the Eight of Wands. You're going to be busy, and I don't mean just socially. I mean with things being getting done, which is why Tarot and Spirit advises you to pay attention to your mental health as well as your energy. I would definitely, whatever you need to do to feel more energy, taking care of yourself, getting more sleep, eating healthy, meditating so you feel a little more centered, pay attention to that because you have a lot of things popping up in the whirlwind and it's going to be intense. This is going to be a time period of a lot of financial benefits from all this hard work, I might add. And this is definitely a time period where you're going to be getting a lot of fast responses to whatever you're requesting or sending out there. And don't be afraid to handle it even if it's negative, because this isn't talking about positive or negative messages. It's just that you will get a response. So go take advantage of that. Am I going to get this promotion? No. Okay, good to know. I'll focus my attention here. Should I work with this person? Yes. Okay, then I will put my attention here. Put out more questions during this time period and just like go for it. Go for it. Work hard. Take advantage of all these opportunities. You're going to get a lot of money and benefit from it. Now, this comes at a little bit of a warning. This doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just something you should be aware of as you're taking on all this positive stuff. So, Ace of Cups. We get this reflected in the Eight of Swords. There is a chance that you might be so consumed with social benefits and hanging out with people and maybe aren't working as hard in the Magic Stream reverse that you can cause yourself to be stuck and not then benefit in the Eight of Wands and get all these opportunities and be really busy. But as you notice in the Eight of Swords, this is very much like she created her own barrier. She's caught in her own chain. I don't know what the word would be. For the Eight of Cups, have fun. Be social. Let it motivate, inspire you, and give you energy that can help you work hard. But don't not work. Find a balance. Don't get lost in it. Be aware. In the Eight of Cups, something else you need to be pay attention to, and this is like another thing. Because so many things are going so quickly, it can be very overwhelming. And you might want to get in your head. You might want to find yourself overthinking it, letting it become overwhelming. Don't do that. Again, this goes back to the Eight of Swords. Similar both concepts, kind of a you're doing it to yourself type of idea. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in it. Make sure you take things one step at a time. If you need to go to lunch a little longer and breathe, or maybe treat yourself with a fun little hangout with your friends after work to calm down, whatever you need to feel level-headed, you're going to just need to take things one step at a time. But definitely work hard, take advantage of this time, so on and so forth. Also, for unemployed people, I just want to mention that it looks like there's a mental block going on. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes our mental blockages are literally being projected out there. It's like, you know how when you can sense somebody's like too desperate and you don't want to date them because you feel like you're repelling away from that energy? That's the energy that's being put out when looking for a job. Because again, this is like a self-stucking situation. But the great thing is with the Eight of Wands upright, this is also about that if you go for it, you're going to get it. So do whatever you need to do to get your head right and go for it. Don't think about it, work hard, send out those applications, and I see a reward in your future. Okay, so now we move down to this part of the spread going on. So when I talked about mentor before, this can go either way. There is a chance that you might be mentoring someone, but with all the surrounding cards, this more leans towards you being mentored by someone. This is going to be really, really helpful and useful. So we have the High Priestess in reverse. This is great, wonderful, sound advice. Take it. Listen to it. It is going to benefit you. This also leads to the Seven of Swords in reverse. This talks about sharing. This talks about seeking advice as well. During this time period, when the opportunity presents itself, when that person pops up, don't hold back. This person isn't going to steal any of your ideas. They're not going to take your position. This is someone you can trust. It's only going to benefit you. So I'm not talking about giving away everything, but if you're a little more open with them, a little more honest, a little more in depth with them, it is going to lead to more positive advice. So definitely take advantage of that. Now, this is where your mentor is going to come in, and the advice and everything kind of coming in together. And don't worry, I'm going to get back to the Knight of Wands in reverse. So Two of Wands. You're going to be working together with someone. Now remember, everything I'm saying here can be applied to, it doesn't have to be an office job. You could be a barista. Maybe this person, when you guys work together, they're going to help you figure out drive-through better. Whatever the situation is, you're going to be working together with this person. Now with the Knight of Pentacles upright, this is someone that you feel a sense of duty to. So this could be somebody older, but this could be just most likely somebody in a position that's higher than you or has a higher amount of respect. And they're definitely pay attention. They know what they're talking about. Again, this gets repeated in the mentor. They've got great advice, all that good stuff. And the reason why you want to work together, and this is something important to keep note of, when you go to work with this person, they might not be paired with you on purpose. So you might not be asked to work with them. You might seek, to work with them. And then that's where the advice and everything comes to play. Take advantage of that. Don't worry about getting all of the attention and recognition. Don't mind sharing it if that's the case. Because this is going to lead to popularity, a lot more opportunities and financial benefits. It is going to be, sometimes it's hard for us to open up in the office. This is the time to do it. This is the time to make that connection. Now this person is not only going to be beneficial for their advice, but with the Knight of Wands in reverse, there's going to be some obstacles popping up. Nothing big, nothing major, but they know how to handle it. They're going to be the one that helps guide you through this. And one last thing I want to mention you should definitely pay attention to is the Nine of Swords upright. So this is about something bad happening. But not that it's going to happen, but that it's in your head. Now, this can refer to, and this is explicitly referring to when you guys work together to accomplish this task and the obstacles, maybe a lot of social gossip or people around wherever you work are saying, oh, that thing you're going to do, it's going to be tough. Oh, I wouldn't want to do it. Thank goodness it's not me. And it's making it feel like this thing you need to accomplish is harder than it seems. Or it could refer to you getting in your head saying, I'm going to mess up. I'm always the one that trips or is clumsy or makes the mistake. I'm going to ruin everything. Notice how the Knight of Pentacles moves towards the mentor and then has all this positive success. And the Nine of Swords moves away. If you give into that attitude, that's what you're going to get. That doesn't mean that you're going to get it. It's all in your head. Don't allow doubt and fear to eat you up. Jump into it. Remember, this goes back to the magic stream. Work hard. Find people, be a little open, receive their advice. There's a lot of positivity in your future. Don't let yourself get too consumed with the positivity or too consumed with the negativity. But a lot of awesome things coming in your future. And with the mentor, I just want to pull a couple zodiac signs so it kind of helps you find them a little easier. They could be a Leo, a Cancer, or a Virgo. Ooh, I'm really leaning towards the Virgo or Leo, to be honest with you. Spirit is too. But again, it could be any one of these signs. Honestly, I'm so excited for you. Looking forward to all that good stuff. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please consider giving a like and a subscribe. It helps out the channel so much. But either way, guys, I loved giving this reading. And let's move on to group number 2. Group number 2. Let's read your career reading for you. Your oracle card is encouragements. How encouraging. Your first tarot card is 4 of Swords in reverse. 3 of Wands in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. 4 of Swords in reverse, twice. This is like, to have it not only be twice but directly underneath each other is like a red flag for pay attention, this is important. So we'll get to that in the spread. 5 of Pentacles upright. 4 of Pentacles upright. 10 of Swords in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. And your last card is Mediator. Okay, give me a moment to look at this spread, gather my thoughts. Okay, we're gonna start off with a pep talk because from what I can see here, especially in the Page of Swords, 4 of Swords, 3 of Wands in reverse, this right here, you're not in the greatest mental place right now, and if you're having financial difficulties, totally understandable. But either way, just you're gonna need to hear this stuff because you need to, and it has a happy ending, which is wonderful. So here is an option that you can follow, and none of this has to happen. You don't have to go through any of this. But if you do happen to follow this, there is a happy ending. It's going to turn out okay. So it's a win-win situation, but just be a little bit prepared to kind of maybe hear some things you might not want to necessarily hear. So let's start off. First, with the encouragement card, which this is what you really want to focus on. Just like the mother looking at her little baby being all sweet, this is the universe's way of saying, girl or boy, you got it. We trust and know that everything you've learned thus far and your abilities as a human being are totally capable. You have power, and it's time you step into it, lead your own life, pick your own things, because we know you can do it, and we want you to, and we trust that you will. So this is a lot of confidence. This is a lot of just kind of going after it and trusting yourself. It's a lot of trust going on, and not just for yourself, but that the universe isn't steering you wrong. They really believe in you. So this is just a positive thing. If you're unemployed, go for it. Don't worry about anything other than going for it, whether it be your dream job or something that you just in general want. If you're employed, go for that promotion, go for that placement position, do it. You've got it. So that's a great positive thing, and a bit of a leap of faith to just go into it, no matter the odds. That's an important thing to pay attention, no matter the odds, because now we're going to get to the odds. 4 of Swords in reverse in this case, in this part of the spread. This is about not getting rest. There's a lot of anxiety in this card because, and an inability to get rest because of mistakes being made. This is somebody who's pushing themselves too hard, which is leading to, your run-of-the-mill small errors, to you're so panicked and wanting to make the right decision and not mess up again or whatever the situation is, it's causing you to compromise at work, which isn't the best decision. Sometimes compromises are, but in this case it isn't. So we've got a lot of lack of mental health going on. This then leads, unfortunately, to the 3 of Wands. We got, especially in this top spread, we have a bit of a cycle going on. One thing is leading to the next. So, the 3 of Wands in reverse. This is about missed opportunities, unfortunately. You're making so many mistakes, they didn't want to hire you for the job. You're overthinking and so overwhelmed in your interviews, and this is for somebody unemployed, you didn't get the job. This is a lot of you didn't get that thing that you wanted because you keep messing up, which I'm sure is making you more nervous, and that's understandable. But the problem is, none of this would have happened if you didn't allow the errors to be, you're allowing the errors and mistakes to seem like a bigger deal than they are. You're allowing everyone else to see that they are when they're not. People will forget it as fast as you do. So I'm just putting that out there to help you kind of maybe steer clear of this mental direction. This is also about like a missed communication thing. This can refer to technology, something out of your hand, maybe the computers at your work are messing up, and that's causing you to be more stressed or something like that. But it also is about maybe you're not getting your idea across. Again, this leads to a lot of conversation about self-doubt and nervousness. So slow down, take your time, figure out what you want to say. It's okay if you need to try it again or be a little slower, but I'm letting you know about that. Again, trying to steer you away from allowing the mistakes and anxiety to keep building. But if they do keep building, we got the Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles, again, reiterates the idea of self-doubt, nervousness, kind of that just general feeling of like what you're doing isn't enough, so therefore you're trying to compensate. I've got to work even harder, which is leading to more mistakes, more nervousness, more self-doubt. You can see this avalanche going on. It's just building and building and building. You know, I haven't gotten a job in a while, so I need this job, I need it so bad, and it's just leading to more and more errors. You know, maybe you spilled something on your outfit in your way to the interview. You're a little bit late because, you know, you took too long doing something and having to fix it up. This is just kind of an avalanche of everything eating itself up. So now this leads us to the kind of not so fun to hear information. But don't worry, it's going to quickly spin into the positive, but you're going to need to hear this. So, on one hand, because of a lot of mistakes or possible unemployment, we have a conserving of funds here. So this is the Four of Pentacles. And that gets repeated again here in the Six of Pentacles. The inability to give out, and keep in mind with the Four of Pentacles, this is also being aware of what you give out and take in. But we're more talking about the idea of your savings. You just don't have the money right now. And that's okay. That's okay to conserve it. But there's a lot of like pressure and anxiety being so focused on it. It's almost a bit of the secret type thing where you're therefore not allowing more money to come in because all you're seeing is what you don't have. But this also is about what's going on here. In the Five of Pentacles, again, this talks about money anxiety, of course, and prolonged type of situation. So it's been a while via earning more money or earning any money. Again, this is a general reading, so I'm bouncing between unemployment and employed situation. But the main thing I want you to focus on, and I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but in the Five of Pentacles being directly next to the Four of Swords, not just the Four of Swords in reverse being in the spread, but being directly next to it, this talks about how all this anxiety leads to some sort of a physical illness. This could be just run-of-the-mill flu. You could unfortunately hurt something where it's not just a prolonged situation without money, but a prolonged situation where you're going to be forced into a rest. I don't normally get this reading ever. This is super rare, but this is basically Tarot's way of saying, and the universe's way of saying, girl or boy, if you don't chill out, I'm going to make you chill out. I'm going to force you to take time off, which I'm sure causes more anxiety because it doesn't allow you to prove yourself at work, or it suspends more money situations, so I'm sure that's not fun and great. Again, this goes back to the Four of Pentacles, that because you're in this situation, you're having to, again, be aware of what you're putting out and taking in because you're needing your savings to kind of go a little longer while you need to take this time off work. Again, this is not definite of what the situation is. This doesn't mean you're going to have the extreme. It could be a lot smaller. It's a pretty open range, unfortunately. I wish I could be more clear with you in that situation. But this is where we lead to our positive. 10 of Swords upright. 10 of Swords is like, wow, that turned out better than I anticipated. You taking this forced rest leads to a financial increase, surprisingly enough. You're getting compensated in some way during your time, whether this be paid time off. But I see more of a situation where you're going to need to get it from your business. Maybe it's not like in the job requirement of like, oh, you got hurt, no worries. In our insurance plan, you're going to get the money you're compensated for this time period. You're going to have to kind of go out and get that. This again goes back to the encouragement of stepping in your power and knowing that you will receive it if you go for it. Because we then have the Page of Swords in reverse. Again, this talks about being overwhelmed by doubt, but it also talks about not only stepping back and looking at your situations, but paying attention to the details and double checking, because this then leads to the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles in this case talks about plan B. So you get hurt or sick because of all this anxiety, and you're not initially compensated. You don't have enough money in your savings to depend on. Whatever the situation is, what you initially were going to do to deal with the problem isn't the solution, but in fact, reaching out to your work, getting the money you're owed, getting the opportunities. Maybe there's an opportunity you can work from home in this situation. Again, this is super open-ended in this position. And the reason why I say that you're going to go out for not only plan B because of the Six of Pentacles in reverse, but that then leads to our mediator card. This is a HR person you talk to that's going to talk to your work and get you what you need. Maybe a lawyer situation. Maybe it's really serious and you need to get money from somebody. Whatever it is, there's going to be an in-between person that's going to help you with this plan B and getting everything you need. So this is where it all turns out really positive. The universe gave you the break that you needed. Maybe not in the way you wanted, but it forced you to take that break and regroup mentally so you can do a better job at work, or get you in a better mental place so you can then find the job that you need and be able to receive and get it. And this person is going to be the person that helps you get it, because it's not going to be in the conventional way that you think. Again, I just want to reiterate and make it clear that none of this has to happen. You can just kind of find a way to take it step by step, start meditating, realize that your problems are only as big as you make them, and realize that you're way in more control and have more power than you are aware of. So it's ultimately a happy spread, but this is the universe's and the tarot's way, and Spirit Man is speaking up now, being like, chill out. You're freaking out and it's not helping. Chill out. Find a way, figure out a way. So, your mediator though, let me pull a couple zodiac signs that they could possibly be, that you should look out for. It could be a Leo, a Sagittarius, or a Libra. I'm getting more of a Sagittarius Libra vibe, but yeah, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please give a like if you enjoyed this. Consider subscribing. Either way, these things help out the channel so much, and I loved giving this reading as much as I hope you enjoyed receiving it. Have a lovely day, and let's get ready for group number 3. Group number 3. Let's figure out your career reading for you. Your oracle card is Gentle Gardener in reverse. And your first tarot card is Six of Cups upright. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Wands upright. Death card in reverse. The Lover's card upright. Ooh, okay. I'm already seeing stuff happening. King of Swords in reverse. 5 of Wands upright. 10 of Wands upright. And your last card is Martyr. Okay, give me a second to look at everything and gather my thoughts. Okay, so let's start off. I see a lot of good first off, but there is a big obstacle going on here that I want to just kind of warn you about and give you the tools you need to overcome it and deal with it. So, Gentle Gardener in reverse. Let's start with that. Gentle Gardener in reverse is kind of asking the question of how often are you kind of reinforcing negative thoughts because of you're just I'm not good enough. I don't have enough. It talks about the idea of whenever you're sending out some sort of wish into the universe, some sort of manifestation. Again, we're talking about career, so every time you're like, I want that job, I want that position, I want that promotion, is there a sense of feeling like you're undeserving? This card is letting you know that every time you do that, you're putting a weed in your proverbial garden. You're adding a bad seed, which, by the way, is a great movie you should check out. That's a side note. But that you're hurting yourself and you don't need to. You're giving a I got this but, or I didn't get this because of yourself. You might not even be aware. This is a very a subconscious card you're unaware of. But it's also letting you know that bad seeds, weeds, all that type of stuff, that can be taken out whenever. You can change that right now. You can just choose to have confidence, choose to feel you deserve it and worth it at any moment and change things for the better. This is definitely something to keep in mind if you're unemployed looking for work. You need to change your mindset and do whatever you need to do to feel good about yourself, because you can you're putting out energy that's not allowing you to receive what you deserve and what you want. But from what I'm reading with this, with people that are employed, this is not something that's just in your head that you're just feeling insecure. Someone's making you feel insecure, and we're gonna get to that. The big, person to worry for is, or look out for, is the King of Swords in reverse. But we're gonna get to that. So first thing, Six of Cups. This can refer to like a client or an old coworker returning. The old coworker thing refers back to the lovers, but we're gonna get there. It also, though, can mean or talk about the idea of returning to a previous career that you're not working in now. So if you're unemployed, look at your past jobs you had. There's a position waiting for you. Or potentially, maybe you forgot that you were so passionate at a previous, maybe you were like, I was really happy working at that place. Why did I leave? I should go back to that. And not only will you get the job, but there's a lot of strength and positivity and benefits waiting for you. So you should definitely take advantage of that. Now we move on to the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. A lot of things going on here. Ten of Pentacles. This is the idea of you're working on a ton of different projects, and it's just sucking up your time and your energy, and you're not getting anything in return for it. You're not getting any financial benefits, any reputation, you're not leveling up. It's a lot of running around and going nowhere. Now, I see you moving on your own, and Spirit's also talking about advising you, as well as Tarot. It looks like what I'm trying to say is, you're going to make this decision by default out of common sense. You have a good intuition, but you're also being advised to, no matter what, do this, which is give up all of those projects and focus on one. Drop everything and focus on one, and that one needs to be a new one. Something that wasn't a part of the previous things you were working on. And you need to focus on it. You're going to get a lot more benefits from that new thing. Which then leads us to the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is awesome. This is a new idea or project being seized and used and gone for. Dedication. Again, if you're unemployed, this is just something to continue talking about previous careers you were into. Maybe there's a hobby or a skill going on here that you should take advantage of. Being I always loved to knit. I'm gonna finally open that Etsy shop and go for it. That's how I'm gonna create my own job. So that's a possibility for if you're unemployed. And I always like to refer back to if you're in a position work-wise where, let's say you work at a coffee shop, maybe you work at some sort of drive-through. Your new idea or project could potentially be a new place in the workforce, but either way, it makes you feel revived, happy, you go for it. You're just really in your ebb and flow by seizing this opportunity and idea. But this is when we get to our kind of disgruntled situation going on. Death card in reverse. Death card in reverse is about the idea of stopping something, ending it prematurely. You didn't need to do that and you did that. Again, we're referring back to the King of Swords in reverse. Somebody, and this again goes to the Gentle Gardener in reverse, somebody is making you doubt yourself. Somebody is trying to stop your project, make it difficult for you, create doubt, create obstacles that aren't there. Whatever it is, it's making you just want to throw your hands up in the air and go, you know what, it's not worth all of this. but that's incorrect. It is worth it. There's a lot of benefits and opportunities coming your way. People at your work are going to notice your new project and ideas. There's a lot of benefit going on here and a better direction that you need to focus yourself in. And they're intimidated by that and they're trying to make it hard for you. Now, thankfully, I see a positive end to this spread in the Lover's card, but we're gonna come back to that. Keep that in mind. So now we go to the King of Swords, our martyr. They want to kill your beliefs. They want to get rid of you. From the Five of Wands upright, I can see that they feel you are their competition. See, the King of Swords in reverse is about somebody who's using their power against you. They're unfair. They're just generally aggressive. They might come across very strict or just like a general bully. This is like a bully card. And they feel, because you're their competition, they want to make it hard for you. They can see that by you doing this, it makes them look bad. This also gives me clarity when we go into the Ten of Wands about the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands upright is about how you're doing work for other people that they should be doing themselves. Does that sound familiar? The King of Swords was giving you a bunch of projects that they should have been doing. And guess what? Go figure. As you were filling out the forms they should have been filling, maybe again the barista concept, making drinks they should have been making when they were in the back enjoying themselves, they were benefiting and you weren't getting anything from that. Your position wasn't going up. Your boss above their boss wasn't seeing that and wanting to give you the position. Nothing was getting you into better graces with them or anyone. There was no benefit. And you went, screw that, no more. I'm going to, possibly inspired by the old coworker that comes in or an old client, and you went, I have this new idea, I'm gonna go for it. I'm dropping everything else, I'm focusing it. They got upset by that. With the Five of Wands upright, that talks about vigorous debate. They're gonna definitely be trying to use your energy, especially verbally, and trying to get in a lot of fights with you. Do whatever they can to make it difficult for you to stop that, which sucks. But this is where the good news comes in. This is where the Lover's card comes in. So, your old coworker pops up, right? Your old client, whoever it is that inspires you. And this is when you meet this person who gives you the inspiration and kind of points out that they are just a bully. They are just trying to get you to do their work for them. They're just jealous of you and gives you the support you need to move forward and succeed with your new idea. Now, the thing about the Lovers is this is a mutually beneficial relationship. So, could this be romantic? Completely. It totally can. Maybe you hit it off with an old coworker, and again, all their words of wisdom and encouragement is what makes you be like, yeah, I can do this. Or, but it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be just somebody that, wants the best for you. Either way, it's a strong connection. This is like a new friend coming up to bat, whatever this is. And it's very helpful. It's going to give you what you need to succeed. So, reiterate, you're doubting yourself for nothing. Ask for what you want. Know that you deserve it. Someone's going to be popping up in your old life or past career. Be aware of these other projects you're doing. You're doing them for someone else. You're doing them for someone else who wants to bring you down. Focus on one thing, that new idea that is unlike all the other projects. This person is going to be jealous. They're going to try to fight you. They're going to want to thwart you. They don't want to see you succeed. But this old person in your life, this strong relationship you have, is going to give you the strength you need and make you kind of wake up and be like, they don't have as much power as you think they do, and give you the courage to move on. Now let's talk about your martyr. This is the King of Swords. This is the person that wants to take you down for what you believe in, what you want to have in, or that they believe to take you in. You can spin it either way, but either way, the King of Swords in reverse is the martyr. So let's see what zodiac sign your bully can be. Woo! They could potentially be an Aries, a Capricorn, or Pisces. Keep in mind these signs aren't bullying signs, but that person could have these zodiac signs. Just want to, I love these signs. I want to spread good words for them. Either way, guys, please give this reading a like or subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Either way, I loved giving this reading, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I did giving it. let's get ready for group number 4. Group number 4, let's figure out your tarot reading for you. Your oracle card is Making a Choice in Reverse. The Chariot upright. Strength in reverse. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Three of Cups in reverse. The Six of Cups upright. The World upright. Two of Pentacles upright. The King of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Cups upright. And your last card is Seeker. Okay. Give me just a second to gather my thoughts. Okay, so got a lot of good things coming in your future, so get excited. I'm going to talk about the good stuff coming up, and these spreads are kind of like a meshed in concept going on together, and they lead to this essentially. So let's start with your oracle card. Making a choice in reverse, which coincidentally gets repeated again here in the Chariot card, which I love. Making choice is about how a dilemma or fork in the road is going to come, and you're going to need to make the choice. It's also letting you know that, like, you're going to need to be responsible, but not afraid, essentially. Like, don't freak out. It's saying, you've got great intuition. You're in a good place in your life mentally to be able to trust yourself that you're going to make the right decision. It also talks about that you're going to make the right decision and need to make the right decision despite not having all the answers. However, with the Secret card over here, there's someone you can go to get the answers. I think you're going to make the right decision either way, but it's definitely like a food for thought situation because, and we're going to get to that in this part of the spread, but there's two possible ways it could go, and they're going to help you understand which way those options go. It will make more sense when we get to that part of it. So, let's start with the Chariot and the Strength. Both reassuring and saying, you're going to make the right decision. You're destined for success, essentially. In the Chariot upright, it talks about radical success, but it also talks about that once you make this decision and you receive this success, it also comes with recognition. You're going to get recognition in a way you didn't before. You're going to be pretty popular around wherever you're now working. Co-workers, bosses, it's going to be a strong likability factor. This also gets repeated in the Strength card, which is actually about likability. Oh, before I get to the Strength card, I didn't want to forget that the Chariot card also reminds you, and again, this goes back to great intuition and making the right choice. It talks about that you have more power than you're aware of. With your peers, with your outcome. Realize that. Take advantage of that. It's to your benefit, trust me. So, the Strength card in reverse. Strength card in reverse also talks about succeeding and doing well, but it also talks about how when you gain this popularity, when you have this success, maybe it's between a job. In fact, actually, I know it's with the job situation with the world. When you have this situation, you were chosen, and you kind of rest assured about this, not based on your talents, but your likability factor. Now, it doesn't mean to stop learning and becoming better at your craft or whatever your situation is. It's just that you can kind of relax and know that you are enough. You kind of already have that it factor that makes people just go, you know, there's something about you, I just like you. But it's also about kind of taking a sense to relax when it becomes between your options, because there's an adaptability about you in the workforce. You can kind of trust that no matter what happens, you're going to make it work to your advantage. You're going to learn the skills you need to learn. You're going to make it work to your advantage. Now, this is kind of a bit of a warning, you could say, in the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is kind of like the wall that could prevent you from being aware of these decisions and whatever. talks about a lack of motivation. This could be where you're at right now. Do you just feel like you're not zest for your job right now? You couldn't care less. You check in, check out. You don't even remember half the day. I understand. If you're not a fan of your job right now, it's totally understandable that you're, why would you care? But if you don't start finding the energy to get excited and positive about your job, you're going to miss out on these options revealing themselves. You're not going to notice where you need to either, sign up for a raise or see a job opportunity present itself. You're not going to be aware of these things that are going to lead to all these success. Because often when it comes to receiving good things, it is a very high energy type activity more than we realize. So you're missing some energy, you're missing that motivation, and if you don't kind of wake up to your benefit, it's not going to lead to these other things. So don't worry about the motivation making the job you have right now better, but it opening up possibilities for it to better. So think a little bit in the future sense. Okay, so now let's lead to kind of what leads to this option or situation. Okay, so we start off, and I'm going to be bouncing around because they're kind of a mesh of the same thing. We start off with the Three of Cups, which also mirrors the Three of Pentacles in reverse that we were talking about. Both of them in reverse. It talks about isolation. Feeling isolated, rather. At this time, you're dealing with the Two Pentacles, which is all about how you've got a bunch of things going on. You're killing it, you're doing it, but you kind of can't really take on anymore. So you're feeling all alone, you're kind of dealing with all this stuff, you're not that motivated about it, and what happens? The Six of Cups upright. An old client or coworker is going to come into your life. Whoever they are, there's someone who's going to be sticking around for a while, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because of the King of Cups. In reverse, by the way. The King of Cups in reverse talks about how this person is motivated out of jealousy. They feel intimidated by you. I don't know why, because everyone has the potential to succeed and there's room for everyone, but for whatever reason, they kind of want to, focus their negative energy on you. And unfortunately, they have or going to have some sort of personal type of information on you to try to manipulate you. Obviously, this doesn't make the work experience really happy. You're going to basically be put in a position, and this is what I'm talking about when I refer to the seeker and finding out what happens, because we have two possible versions that go on here. Both of them lead to a happy situation, but you want to make sure you don't accidentally leave a job when they were going to leave, or vice versa, or whatever. Okay. So we have option A. This client who is hanging out here potentially leaves. They go away for whatever reason. And when they do leave, this gets referred to, by the way, in the Eight of Cups. They leave, and then this leads to you getting some sort of a promotion. Maybe they had the job you were going to get, and now you're going to get that job. So these are your two options. Do you stay at the job, do you leave at the job? Or, instead of them leaving, you leave. And when you leave, because again, this talks about in the world the concept of a new job popping up as well as somebody leaving. When you leave, this involves not just leaving, getting a new job, but I'm talking moving options for this job. You're literally leaving the place that you live at to go to this job, which means you're also leaving this negative person. And this is just when everything kind of rolls in. There's a lot of position of power, there's a lot of success, there's popularity, there's a lot of new funds coming in. Essentially, it's kind of positive either way, but because again, this is a general reading and this is a case-by-case situation, you need to understand, are they going to be leaving? And you should stay there, that's your option to take to then receive this new job? Or do you leave to then get the new job? Either way, somebody, this is your seeker, this person has been in the workforce for a while. They kind of know the cycle of the way things go with how people, how every workplace has, it's they know who's going to go, who's going to stay. They kind of have been there long enough. And this is also somebody who's not afraid to just speak frankly. They're going to be honest with you, might be honest with everyone. They've been telling it as it is for a long time. So this person is a great person to refer to be like, do you think this person's going to leave? Or do you think, in this case, they're going to stick it out? They're going to help give you some advice, and with your own intuition and this card reading, you're going to be able to make that choice that will, lead to a really positive outcome either way. So, not a huge deal, just kind of a pain in the butt, honestly. It will work out in your favor either way, but be mindful of these two cases and situations. Now, your seeker. This seeker, I'm going to pull 3 zodiac signs so you can know to look out for them. Oh, damn, it got dark in here. I'm just looking at the screen. There's a storm coming. There's a storm coming. So your 3 zodiac signs of this seeker are either a Aquarius, a Leo, or an Aries. I'm getting more vibes towards the Aquarius Leo, but all 3 of them are a potential option. If you enjoyed this reading as much as I did, please consider giving a like and subscribe. It helps out the channel like you would not believe. I hope this was helpful in some way. I really enjoyed giving it, but either way, I'm wishing you the best and a lovely day. See you in the next one. Bye!